This is Rock and Roll.
Let's hear it for the Just Nuts Band. And now from WVOX Radio, also host of tonight's episode, This is Rock and Roll, we have Mr. Dennis Dion Nardone.
Thank you,
Hi,
Mary.
Dennis.
How are you?
I'm good.
And you look wonderful. You look great.
Thank you.
Look beautiful. I love your little black flower on your yellow dress. And I am ready for another edition of This is Rock and Roll. And as you said, my name is Dennis Dion Nardone. So happy to be here today. And, I got to tell you, back in the early 60s, they had so many female singing groups that were very, very good. Yes. Well, we have the original lead singer of one of the groups from the Bronx, New York, the Chiffons. Songs like He's So Fine, One Fine Day,
Great songs.
Sweet Talking Guy, great songs. So let's say hello. Bring her out on the set. Let's say hello to Judy Craig, man, the original lead singer from the Chiffons.
Thank you.
Come on down and sit down. So happy to have you here,
It's
Judy.
nice to be here.
And it's good to see you. I'll move over a little closely.
Okay.
And from the Bronx, New York,
That's right, born and raised.
James Monroe High School.
Yes.
Wow.
Cake and bring it.
Original Bronx. You still live in Bronx, by
Yes,
the way?
I do. Lafayette, White Plains Road and Lafayette Avenue.
Wow. Whoa, that's okay. You'll have all your fans come see you.
But,
All right, the Chiffons you did so many recordings.
right.
Great recordings. Of course, the big hits, as I mentioned, One Fine Day, He's So Fine, Sweet Talking Guy.
Yes.
Great tunes, plus so many other stuff that we can go into forever. My first question is, I'm a little confused because I heard there's the Four Pennies name and the Chiffons.
Right.
Explain that to me, where the Four Pennies and the Chiffons and how you ended up with the Chiffons.
Okay. We started out as the Chiffons. And one of the members in the group, Sylvia Peterson, also led. So they, the Tokens at that time were our producers. And they thought it would be a good idea to have two groups. So Sylvia led for the Four Pennies, and I led for the Chiffons.
Oh, okay, I see. Hey, by the way, today's your birthday.
Yes, happy birthday.
Where's the
We have to
lighter?
celebrate your birthday.
Where's the
And
lighter?
Where's Mary? Mary, we have something for Judy
it up,
for her
Dick.
birthday. Let's bring something out for her birthday. And because we have to say happy birthday officially.
Thank you so much.
And,
I appreciate it.
Of course, with your birthday, so many years rock and rolling and singing.
Yeah.
And once again,
It's
the
been
original
great.
lead singer of the Chiffons. So happy to have you here.
It's been
And
great
Mary's
times,
getting
great
our little birthday celebration together.
Okay.
But let me ask you this. I have a boyfriend. Shirley Olsen Reeves wrote that song, right?
No. I have a boyfriend, oh gosh, Golden. I can't remember his first name.
Oh, he wrote it.
Golden wrote it.
Okay, but
Yeah.
you guys recorded it, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And there's something very interesting about that. What? Hold on. Here's our birthday.
On the count of three. Happy birthday
To you,
Happy birthday.
to you. Happy
birthday, dear Judy.
Oh, this is great.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you so much.
Make a wish.
There you go.
There you go.
And also, we have a mug for her.
Yes.
Oh, thank
We
you.
have an official.
This is really
This is
nice.
rock and
We're gonna
roll
take it
mug.
and cut the
Rock
cake.
roll.
Yes.
Wonderful. Nice.
By the way,
Thank
that's
you.
one of our producers, Vic Sabatini, singing along for you.
Oh, okay.
Along with Al Balfieri
Thank you,
from
Vic.
the Just
Thank
Nuts
you.
Band, and of course Tyrone Burkle, our three producers behind the scenes. Anyway, I was telling you about I Have a Boyfriend. They were playing that song in Dallas, and at the same time, our president was assassinated. Did you know that?
No, I
Back in-
didn't.
Yes,
I
yes.
didn't know that.
That's a big part of history.
Oh,
Back
okay.
in, of course, 1963.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah. So let's go to the beginning. You're in
Okay.
high school, James Monroe High School, and the gentleman writes this song, One Fine Day, right?
Okay, that One Fine Day was Carole King.
Oh, okay, excuse
He's
me.
So
He's
Fine
So
was
Fine
our
was the
first-
first
yeah,
one. Okay, he
mhm.
writes the song, and he brings it to New York City, and they ask him, do you have a group? He says yes, so he runs to James Monroe High School, gets you guys, and puts a group together, and you guys will go record it, and
Okay.
before you know, you're a hit.
Yes, but we were together before that.
Uh-huh.
He got us together before that. We all lived in the same neighborhood. He wrote songs. His name was Ronald Mack.
Ronald Mack,
And
that's his
he
name.
wrote songs, and he wanted to be known, as a great songwriter.
Right.
So he did all the legwork. He went to different record companies trying to get his things, heard. And he ran into the Tokens one day. The Tokens liked what they heard. They asked us to come in. We recorded, and that
Okay,
was
when
it.
you say the Tokens were behind the scenes at the time. They were producing records,
Right.
as opposed to also performing, but they were doing a little producing behind the records. Jay
Right.
Siegel and his staff.
Right.
So they produced that record for you.
Yes.
And it became a hit. And before you knew it, you didn't even realize that you guys had a #1 hit. And,
That's right. It stayed on the charts for 6 weeks.
Did you? Did they put you right out Murray to K or radio shows? They had to put you out there right away.
We started doing, they used to have things called like hops, and you would lip sync,
Uh-huh.
So we did a lot of those at 1st.
Mm-hmm.
And then we started doing the theaters, and then went on from there.
Yeah. Now, when you were a teen in high school and you had that record, before that, who did you follow? Who did you like? Who did you listen to? What music? What did you idolize there?
I listened to a lot of everything. I listened to some of everything. Because at that time, Latin music was popular in New York, so it was a lot of Latin artists that I liked. I liked a lot of jazz artists because of my mother and father and my aunts and uncles. They listened to jazz, so it was a lot of jazz artists that I liked. So
Yeah, yeah.
I liked everything.
When did
Some
you
of
discover
everything.
you had a voice? When you were 10, 12, singing in front of the family at church? When
Yeah,
did you
singing in front of the family. It must have been around, I was about eight years old. Yeah.
And then, how old were you when you had your first hit, He's So Fine?
I was 17.
17 years old. Judy Craig, the Chiffons, and the original lead singer. Now, how did you become the lead singer? Did you have an agent, or you girls got together and you just started singing?
Like I said, Ronald Mack, he just gave me the song to sing. He said, "You sing it." And
Okay.
He told the girls to do the background, and that was it.
Okay, so after that hit, and were you still in high school when you did One Fine Day, or
No,
out of high school?
No, out of high school.
Out of high school. And of course, as you mentioned, Carole King and
Yes,
Jerry Goffin wrote that
right,
song.
right, right.
And now, did they come to you and say, or did they give it to your agent, or
No, they
said-
came. They came to the Tokens and told them that they would like us to do the song. And the song was originally, well, it wasn't by Little Eva, but Little Eva did the demo. So that song was in her key. So I
Little
I
Eva,
was I kind of
Locomotion
struggled.
Lady.
Yeah, I kind of
Who
struggled
was a
with it.
babysitter for Carole King at the time?
Yes,
Yes.
yes. So she was in her key. It was a little too high for me, but I managed to get through it.
Hey, let's go back to He's So Fine. Ronald Mack wrote the song, as you
Right,
mentioned, and that do-lang part.
He did all- he-
Where did he
it-
come up with that part?
I don't know where he got it
just-
from, but he did it. He
I mean, that's like a famous part of
Right.
of women's rock and roll song, do-lang, do-lang.
right.
Yeah. So One Fine Day, another big hit,
Yes,
and it's
yes.
been shown in movies.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
been all over, and now your career you're on the top. You're right there with everyone else, if
Right.
not the #1 female group at the time.
Right.
And how you taking all this? You taking it all in? What are you feeling?
Excited. We were young then, so when you're young, everything is a party. You know, so that's how we felt. You know, it was just good times.
Yeah. Judy Craig, man, original lead singer of the Chiffons. How about we go to a video?
Okay.
And let's see what the Chiffons look like.
All right.
And so let's run a video. And once again, Judy Craig, man, the Chiffons. Okay, let's run the video.
Hello, everybody. You guys having a good time this evening? All right. We're going to keep this good thing going, okay? With a little one fine day. If you all remember this song, you feel free to sing along with us, okay? Shooby-dooby-dooby-dooby-doo-wop-wop. Shooby-dooby-dooby-dooby-doo-wop-wop. Shooby-dooby-dooby-doo-wop-wop. Shooby-dooby-dooby-doo-wop-wop. One fine day. Sure look at me. Shooby-dooby-doo-wop-wop. Shooby-dooby-doo. One fine day. You're gonna want me for yours. Only wants to run around. I'll keep waiting, and someday, darling, you'll come to me when you want to settle down. Yeah, show me my day, show me before, and let me want to love you through way before. One fine day, you're gonna want me for
Okay, we are back, and once again, the original lead singer for the Chiffons from the Bronx, New York, Judy Craig, man, and that's very, very nice. What a great song. And that song's going to last forever. What
Oh,
a great
yeah.
song. Now, let's, the original members of the Chiffons.
Okay, that was Sylvia Peterson, Pat Bennett, and Barbara Lee, and myself, Judy Craig.
And nowadays, of course, you're still performing after all these years, and people love you. By the way, I introduced you, I don't know if you remember, out in a Nader show out in New Jersey, that big show. And I was the one who introduced you on the stage.
Okay, I remember
Yeah,
that.
that
yes,
was a great show.
Yes,
There was
great
like
show.
10,000 people there.
Nader had
And
nice
so anyway,
shows.
who's on the
Singing
Chiffons
with me.
nowadays?
Okay, with me now is my daughter and my niece.
Yeah. When on stage, when you
Yeah.
introduce your daughter, that's pretty
Yeah.
neat. And people always give a big round of
Yes,
applause.
yes.
Now, when you were with the Chiffons, you left somewhere in 1969, 1970?
No, I left 72.
72.
I left 78.
Okay, you had to, and it was maternity leave, right?
No, it was because my children were little, and right then,
Family.
yeah, it was I decided just to leave for a while.
I also read something that it was like, it was getting a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Traveling.
Yeah, it
You know,
was.
it's not like nowadays.
Yeah.
You know,
Like
and,
now,
and family obligations.
it's much nicer now.
Yeah.
Back then, it was rough.
Yeah, rough. You're on
You
the
know,
buses and this
yeah.
and that, and
But now it's
hotels are
nice.
not like they were now.
You know, so people are a lot nicer now. So it's nice.
Yeah, and you probably make more money, right?
That now, yeah.
that's good. Which is a whole new story.
Right.
Judy Craig, man, Chiffons, original lead singer, James Monroe High School in the Bronx, New York, real Bronxite. And you did some TV shows.
Yeah, we
well, you
did.
didn't go to Shindig, right?
No, Shindig we didn't do, but we did, of course, Dick Clark, and what was another one? Was it Shindig? We might have done Shindig because I was pregnant at the time,
Yeah.
so I didn't do Shindig with them.
Right, that's
so
what
I think
that's
they
what I
did
heard.
do
Now,
Shindig.
you did American Bandstand.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Yeah, we did
Dick
that
Clark.
twice.
You knew
Yeah.
Dick Clark was from Westchester, close to.
I didn't know he was from Westchester.
Oh yeah, Mount Vernon to be
Oh,
exact.
okay. I don't
And
know
so, how was that experience?
Oh, you know, hey, it
be-
was Dick Clark. You know.
Yeah, Dick Clark. And of course, you're you know, nationally known now. And so, how was it coming back home to James Monroe High School when you had your hits and to the neighborhood?
It was all the same. You know, it was
Yeah?
not. Yeah, it wasn't different. You know, everybody was excited for us, but you know, it was.
Yeah.
You know.
Now, you
was
did
good.
something in Washington. You opened up for the Beatles.
Yeah, we opened for the Beatles when they first came to the United States.
Did
in
you
the
get to
Washington
meet the
Coliseum.
guys?
No, we didn't meet them until we went to London. It was no way we could meet them that night. It was crazy. It was
crazy.
Oh my goodness, no way.
And that
We
was
just-
that Ed Sullivan show, Washington?
No, I don't know. It wasn't Ed Sullivan. I don't know who did it.
Uh-huh.
Who promoted it, I can't remember, but it wasn't Ed Sullivan.
Did you realize how big the Beatles were at the time?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's why we couldn't meet them.
Oh, you couldn't meet them.
We
Anyway,
couldn't get near them. It was crazy.
I think we have another video.
Oh,
We
okay.
want to see another video. We want to show everyone out there exactly who you are. So
Okay.
it's another video, another song. So let's see what we have. We'll watch the screen. Once again, Chiffons and our original lead singer, Judy Craig, man. Let's go to the video.
Sweet talking guy, talking sweet kind of lies. Don't you believe in him? If you do, he'll make you cry. He'll send you flowers and paint the town with another girl. He's a sweet talking guy, sweet talking guy. But he's my kind of guy, sweet talking guy. He's sweeter than sugar. Yes, his kiss is like wine. So fine. Don't you let him under your skin, 'cause you'll never win. No, you never win. Don't you give him love today. Tomorrow he's on his way. He's a sweet talking guy. Sweet talking guy. But he's my kind of guy. Sweet talking guy. Why do I love him like I do? Oh yes, we're talking about you guys. Ladies, you know how hard it is for us to live with them. But surely we cannot live without them. Do you know why? Do any of you ladies know why? Tell us why. Well, we're sweet talk, sweet talk, sweet talk, sweet talk guys. You gotta stay away from me, stay away from me. Don't believe he's a lying. No, 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 you never win. No, you never win. You'll just end up crying. Don't you give him love today. Tomorrow he's on his way. 'Cause he's a sweet talk, 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 sweet talk guy. One more time I say stay. Stay away from him. No, 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 no. You'll never
We are back. And the sweet talking guy from the video. And once again, the original lead singer, the Chiffons from the Bronx, New York, Judy Craig, man. Now, you mentioned England, you mentioned Germany, you just heard Sweet Talking Guy. When that was released and you were doing that in England, in the audience was the Beatles and the Stones. Now, you remember that? Well, they were.
Okay.
I remember that. And then that's when you got to meet. You just mentioned that's when you got
Yeah,
to meet him when you
and-
went over to England.
Yes, we did, and we didn't meet them there. They might have been in the audience, but
Yes.
we didn't meet them there.
Oh, so you didn't know they were in the audience?
No, we met them at a club.
met them.
After the show was over, we met them at a
Okay.
club.
What was that experience?
It was
meeting-
good, you know.
It
We
was
were all
it-
young then, and we just
Was it
we
the
had a
Stones
good
as
time.
well as the Beatles, or just the Beatles? When you met them at the club?
No, it was just no. It was other people there. Yeah.
No, I mean the Rolling Stones there as well,
Oh yes, yes. Mhm.
and the Beatles.
Yes.
Wow, wow. Oh, that had to be one big party.
Yeah, it was
You didn't
nice.
take no pictures or anything at the
No.
time? No autographs?
No.
Wow, wow, wow.
Back then, we didn't think like that. We just, you know, like I said, we were young. You know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now, going back to Washington, and were you the first group off, or before the Beatles, or do you remember? I know there was a couple other groups.
yeah,
but,
it was,
I think Jay and the Americans were there.
No, no, no. Tommy Rowe. It was us.
Tommy Rowe.
Us and Tommy Rowe. Yeah.
Oh, good. And you also did a show with Dion. It was the MC, and with the Shirelles, I had Freddie Cannon, Dionne Warwick, and do you remember that show? That
Okay,
you did?
now see that I might not have been there because
Oh, you left.
I
at
had
the
left the
time.
group, so they did a lot of things that.
Were you
know,
with the
I-
Chiffons when you did that commercial for Great Shakes?
Yeah, I was there. Yeah,
And where'd you record that, in the city?
yeah, right in the
It was
city. I
your
can't
first
remember.
experience doing a commercial?
Yeah, and that was our first and only commercial.
Now, how about, did you go to the Apollo?
Oh yeah, we did the Apollo. We did, of course, Mary the K at the Brooklyn
Uh-huh.
Fox. You know.
And so, at the Apollo, did you meet James Brown there?
Yeah, when we did the Apollo was his show. Yeah, so.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, who are some of your favorite stars as you were going on with the Chiffons, and you turned around and said, "Gee, I want to hear them sing. I want to hear them perform, not necessarily rock and roll."
Dionne Warwick. I think
Dionne.
whenever we performed with Dionne, I would always go in the wings and watch her because I thought she just had the greatest voice.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I loved it.
Did you ever meet her?
Oh yeah,
Did
yeah.
you do any duets with anyone?
No, no.
Did you realize how you were right in the middle of rock and roll, or you still felt like you were maybe doing some kind of singing, performing, not really in the world of rock and roll? Or did you feel that you were right there because you were on Mary Kay shows, you were on American Bandstand, you were right in the middle of rock and roll? Did you feel
Yeah.
that, or you just felt like you were a singing performer?
I think it was basically singing. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know if I thought too much about it being right in the middle of rock and roll.
Yes, okay. Of course, Judy Craig, man, originally singing the Chiffons. The George Harrison thing with the song "My Sweet Lord." But did you get in the middle of that, or that was
No,
behind
that
the
had
scenes?
that had nothing to do with us. That was the writers.
That was the writers.
You know.
You didn't get involved in none of that.
No, that was Ronnie's family.
Yeah, I think we have one more video. Victor, our producer, we have one more video. Oh no, I thought we had one more with.
Yes, there's another one.
Can we play one more? Let's see if we can play one more, and before the end of the show, because I'd love to get all three songs.
Okay, sounds
Okay?
good. Sounds
Yeah,
good.
so if we see if we can, and so anyway, that's a group, and then unfortunately, I think someone passed away in
Yeah,
the group.
Barbara Lee passed away.
So then
I came back in
you came
'92.
back.
She
and your
passed
kids
in
were growing
92.
up at the time. Did they
Oh, yeah.
encourage you, get back in it, Mom? We want to, especially your daughter who sings with you now.
No, not really.
No?
No, they didn't. Not that they didn't want me to, but you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Once I did, they were happy.
yeah, yeah. And you got that charge, you got that encouragement. You felt like, you know what, it's time to get back into
Right,
the
right.
Chiffons, and
Yes.
you guys are all over the place. You're performing almost every weekend, right?
Well, not so much this past year, but last year and the year before. Not so much this year.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, things are starting to slow down somewhat. But
Well, do you like that pace of singing, performing, getting back on that stage again for?
yeah, because
you get
it's not
great hands and people
it's
standing
not,
ovations.
it's not like we have to do so many minutes. You know, it's all usually like at least 5 people on the show, 5 acts.
Yeah,
So you know, we don't have to do that much time. It's kind of tiring when you have to be up there like an hour or so.
Yeah, you have to come for sound
Yeah,
checks and all that stuff.
But you know, other than that, it's fun. We have a good time.
Yeah, yeah. Now, of the 3 big hits, Let me ask you, Judy, do you have a favorite of all three? One Fine Day, or He's So Fine, Sweet Talking Guy?
I think out of those three, I would say One Fine Day. But out of all of them, I think I Have a Boyfriend.
Really?
Yeah, I like that.
Now,
out of
why
all
why
of them.
would that be?
I just like the feel of the song. You know, I like it. I like singing it.
Okay. Now, do the Chiffons have a website if they want to look up?
No, we don't.
No website.
No website.
How do they contact?
Through
Like
my,
I did, I guess.
you-
Just go through the phone
Yeah,
book and
no,
say.
well, I still have a manager, so a lot of people do know him. So that's how we get our
Okay,
gigs.
you
and
want to
everything.
reveal his name or
Ernie Martinelli.
Ernie Martinez?
Martinelli.
Martinelli. Oh, no phone number.
Well, you know,
Look him up.
let me tell you something. I'm old now, and I don't keep phone numbers in my head, especially
But today's
since we
your
have
birthday.
phones.
You can't be old. You're young.
We have phones, so I remember no one's number. I have to look at my phone.
Oh, we all do that. That's no big deal. Anyway, we have that video ready, or no? We'll see if we can get that one up. No video. Okay. All right. We don't have that video.
Okay.
But anyway, so you're out there with your daughter. That's what I wanted to
yes,
ask you.
yes.
Your daughter. How did is she very encouraged to be with mom, singing
yeah.
these hits when she was,
Yeah.
not even around maybe?
Yep, you know, my daughter really didn't know too much about my singing until, you know, she got older. Because I never talked about it or even played it I didn't even play our songs.
Yeah.
But when she started singing with us, yeah, she was excited.
Yeah.
And plus, she has a great voice herself. You know,
Yeah,
she
yeah.
can really sing.
Yeah, yeah. Now One Fine Day is a gold record, right? Sold millions of records.
One Fine Day, He's So Fine was our gold record.
That's a gold record.
Yeah, that was our gold record.
And it could have went platinum or something, right? From what I heard, it could have gone platinum, but because they really didn't have platinum at that
Right,
time.
there you go. They didn't have it then.
So if it was nowadays, it'd be
platinum, right?
Okay. So you got the gold record at home there,
Yes,
Freddie?
yes,
looking
I do.
good?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you got coming up? Do you know what
Well,
shows you have
we
coming up?
we won't be doing anything now until February. You know, I don't know if anything will happen before that, but right now February is what we're going to be doing, and that's going to be in Florida.
February.
3 days in Florida.
Okay. Well, I hope you'll be doing something before that.
Yeah, I hope so too. It
And,
would be nice.
I just saw you a few weeks ago upstate.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, just want to say happy birthday.
Thank you so
many,
much.
Many
It was
more.
my pleasure to be
and
here.
good health.
Thank you
Keep
so
rocking and
much.
rolling. And
I'm gonna
thank you
try.
so much for all those great
You're
hits.
so welcome.
And you be well.
Thank you.
you for being a guest here.
Oh, thank you for having
This is
me.
Rock and Roll. Judy Craig, man, original lead singer of the Chiffons. Let's hear from our band, Just Nuts Band, here, and we're going to go out with Just Nuts Band on. Thank you to our Proxnet and staff. Thank you to our producers.